The U.S. Senate tonight passed a sweeping anti-crime package. The Senate package would impose the death penalty for 51 crimes. It would curb appeals by death row inmates, and it would require a waiting period to buy a handgun.
Topping our news tonight, Judgment Day for the LAPD could be only 12 hours away. The independent Blue Ribbon Commission that has been investigating the Rodney King beating and the police department is scheduled to announce its findings tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. The King beating, captured on home video, sparked an uproar nationwide. Critics said it was only one example of racist thinking in the LAPD. The Christopher Commission was formed to investigate. Some sources speculate that it will neither blame nor exonerate Daryl Gates. For his part, Gates has said that he will resign if the panel finds him at fault.
I want to thank also my friend from South Carolina. He's a great fellow. I love him, and it's amazing how he's turned the Biden bill into the president's bill. I find it fascinating, and I enjoy it, and I don't care what we call it now, as long as we pass it.
Up next on Prime 9 News at 9.
Watch out, mother...
It's called Boys in the Hood. A vivid movie about life in South Central LA is about to hit theaters nationwide, and police are fearing the worst. Will it touch off a wave of gang violence? Stay tuned.
Also ahead, is someone trying to overthrow Saddam Hussein? The Iraqi leader is running scared.
And did you see it? It's okay if you didn't. Spectacular pictures of today's total eclipse are coming up.
Clinically proven to remove more plaque than brushing alone.
Well, we looked it up for you. Toronto. It's an old Indian word for meeting place. And here in Toronto, Ontario, the All-Stars are meeting to play baseball.
Jordan Falls! This is a nightmare!
You want to be sure of your game. You also want whole grain nutrition. But only one of these cereals has it. Only Wheaties is made with 100% whole grain. So if you want to rest a little easier, better get your whole grain.
Ready to Wheaties.
Why are beers that go down lightly watered down so heavily? Why? Ask why. Turn off the water and turn Bud dry. Its smooth draft taste is dry brewed, not watered down. To drink light, yet satisfy completely. So why get soaked when you can drink Bud Dry?
Recently, lead soprano Irene Lee of the Tullahoma, Tennessee Chorus demonstrated how easy it is to lay your hands on a Saturn.
The beginning, so existence of a chosen dream. I wanna cry, baby. I'm just another victim of you.
A fan versus Axl Rose. Pam will have details of that in the first concert since the riot. When we come right back, stay with us.
Well, thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home.
When popular, successful movie stars appear in a new film, it's a good assumption that the movie will be worth watching. But as Patrick Stoner tells us in his review of Point Break, that's not necessarily the case with Patrick Swayze's latest offering.
Patrick Swayze must get the oddest collection of scripts in the world. Think of his recent films: Dirty Dancing, Roadhouse, Ghost, and this one. Besides finding an excuse for showing off his biceps, what do these films have in common? Not a lot.
Adios, amigo!
Only one man is crazy enough to pull a stunt like this. Only one man is crazy enough to go after it.
You pull it, Claude!
Patrick Swayze.
Now you pull it! 6 seconds!
Keanu Reeves.
Pull it! Oh!
Point Break. Rated R. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Why is it that a black director's statement so frequently today has to be about gang violence in the inner city? Did you have a reaction to that?
This film isn't about gang violence in the inner city. There's only a couple of violent acts in the whole movie. I'm really tired of people coming up and like, you know, I go on programs and they say, oh, the gang film Boys in the Hood. The film is not a gang film. The film is about a black man raising his son to be a responsible man in the face of everything around.
You're fishing, Donnelly. Sorry. No bites today, pal. I already have a bite. I'm looking at the catch. Good night, Sean. Oh, Paul, one last thought. If you ever even look at my wife again, I'll kill you. Yeah, I need a cab right away. Cedars Hospital, rear entrance. I'll be waiting.
Particularly want to thank Terry and his immediate staff. It's a pleasure to work with them. There's been some pretty tense there've been some pretty tense moments. Additional names. What's the name? They're
Called this lawman a modern Wyatt Earp, whose life was cut short in a shootout with two gunmen. See his real-life story on America's Most Wanted, Friday.
Keith Morrison.
Just dial 1 with Take 5, the revolutionary all-purpose cleaning system.
It's time for your summer love update. Chuck's still trying to clear up singles. Babe, come over here and give me a kiss. Chuck, she's making fun of me. Which Chuck replies, who the heck really cares? Then Tony starts dreaming about Angela, while Angela's thoughts are on the red Speedos at 2 o'clock. Here come the big kahunas. Confused, girlfriend answers, there's more to a relationship than just sex. Time out. Is love possible? Summer love updates, weekdays at 6 on California 9. Shut up.
He had 9 yachts, 10 cars, 4 mansions, and a plane. James Kimberly was the ultimate Palm Beach playboy, heir to the Kleenex tissue fortune, until his young wife helped him blow his millions. Not only did she squander his fortune with pricey spending sprees, she made headlines as the other woman in the Roxanne Pulitzer scandal. How Jackie Kimberly shocked millionaire husband into financial and social ruin on the next Hard Copy.
Wednesday night at 7:30 on Channel 8.
Tomorrow, Homer convinces Bart to give blood to Mr. Burns on The Simpsons. Tomorrow at 8 on WPGH.
On tomorrow's Great American TV Poll, how well do you communicate with the younger generation?
Not very often.
And looking young without spending a fortune. Find out how your ideas stack up against the rest of the nation on Great American TV Poll. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., 6 Central, only on Lifetime.
We now return to Sudi and Simpson, a Lifetime world premiere movie.
Our favorite movie, Paint Your Wagon, will return on TNT after these messages.
It's a Sunday night of great entertainment tonight on HBO. At 9, John Travolta, Kirstie Alley, and the voice of Bruce Willis add to the fun in Look Who's Talking. And at 10:40, stay tuned to find out how you can win a paradise vacation with HBO's Weekend in Paradise. Then at 11, she's one of today's funniest ladies. The HBO Comedy Hour, Rita Rudner, Born to be Mild. It's all coming up tonight on HBO.
The military has picked this traffic reporter to clean up in Southeast Asia.
You baldy punk!
Yeah. Distance. Along with this veteran pilot.
Once a piece of me gets shot off, I don't really want it back anymore.
But will Robert Downey Jr. and Mel Gibson survive what's really going down?
We're being set up, okay?
Maybe not. But they'll sure leave a lasting impression. In Air America.
I hate going second.
World television premiere August 10th. Exclusively on Showtime.
TV 12 News is made possible in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Delaware. Their healthcare plans cover you wherever you go.
And large-scale drug dealing. The bill would also curb appeals by death row inmates and require a 5-day waiting period for handgun purchases. Opponents of the bill argued that it will lead to the execution of innocent people.
I'm being reminded to mention someone I need not be reminded to mention. Menace has been the man who really has been in the hot seat this whole time.
Boris Yeltsin was sworn in today as president of the Republic of Russia. Yeltsin was overwhelmingly elected by the people of the Republic last month. Today, he promised to continue battling for its independence from Soviet control. He also pledged to work for democratic reform for all of the Soviet Union. His rival, Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev, showed up late for the ceremony but offered his congratulations and cooperation. Yeltsin said he will cooperate with Gorbachev as well, as long as Gorbachev, quote, respects the sovereignty of all the republics.
Well, this story doesn't sound very good.
Ladies first. The women are playing their U.S. Open down in Fort Worth. Pat Bradley is the leader. 2 under, 69, 30-foot putt. Nope, greens are about as slow as that, and this doesn't help. Amateur Kelly Robbins on the 16th tee, a par 3 going right straight for the hole. And the ball just skips over it. She is 7 back.
For a guy who managed to lose 13 of 15 big league games before his 20th birthday, things have finally worked out pretty well for Mike Morgan of the Dodgers. He's an all-star after all, named today to replace his slightly injured teammate Ramon Martinez on the National League roster.
This is the 16-valve, 140-horsepower double-overhead cam Nissan Sentra SER sports sedan. And this is the BMW 318IS sports sedan. Now, will the real sports sedan please show up? Thank you.
The beauty of a big Ford truck.
You just fill it up, and you can go over 100 miles farther than a Chevy. You hate stopping for gas.
A Ford costs less.
It's cheaper to buy than a Chevy, and it's worth more when you trade it in. Not that you ever would.
It's the best seller in California.
It's 17, gusting up to 22 miles an hour. Now, we have a troublemaker, and that's what's causing the winds to gust up and causing the chance of thunderstorms, and it's this, the cold front, which is causing storms to pop up wherever it passes. It's a classic summertime clash of air masses.
One other note from China. Beijing police have been conducting raids through the city's markets, confiscating hundreds of T-shirts, which authorities say are unhealthy. Chinese officials say T-shirts with slogans saying things like bored or leave me alone, I'm depressed, are undermining the struggle for socialism. Coming up, Iraq now responding to new demands for information on its nuclear capability, how President Bush is preparing for a major economic summit overseas while the superpowers try to cut an arms deal in Washington.
In the business headlines at this hour, Citicorp says it is not considering making new loans to South Africa. A deal between Delta Airlines and Pan Am.
She welcomed home the troops, and now she's welcoming you. VH1 and your local cable operator want to send you to see Whitney Houston's 1991 I'm Your Baby Tonight concert tour.
Hi, I'm Whitney Houston, and the I'm Your Baby Tonight tour will be coming to your hometown real soon, so come on out and join me.
Here are details.
Tune to radio station Power 99 to find out how you can win tickets to see Whitney Houston in concert on July 19th at the Spectrum.
I can't wait to get back on the road.
We want to do some outdoor gigs while it's still summer because it's outdoors is great for singers. You don't have to breathe all that used air by the time you go on stage and try to sing with all that smoke. It's like these guys party on the road. I party like when the tour's over. I party at home like crazy, you know.
No,
it's like, and on the
parties
road
before the road.
Yeah, and then
To make sure he's nice and spanked by the time we get.
And then when we get out on tour.
Well, an injured fan has filed suit against singer Axl Rose, claiming he was assaulted during a riot that erupted at a Guns N' Roses concert last week in Missouri. It was a different story last night in Dallas as police beefed up security for the group's first concert since the riot. Although a late arriving Rose caused fans to wait an extra 2 hours for the band to take the stage, the show did go on without incident. Rose reportedly told fans that last week's melee had been blown out of proportion by the media.
Single sub, we make us crispy vegetables galore and fresh delicious bread. We bake in every single Subway store, and maybe like 100 ways to have them made, or maybe more. So come and get a sub today.
Come into Subway now and get a refillable Terminator 2 Collector's Cup free when you buy a 32-ounce drink.
The Terminator, born on the 4th of July. 49 cents every day, only at Music Plus. Do the Right Thing, Young Guns, 49 cents every day, only at Music Plus. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, The Fabulous Baker Boys, 49 cents every day, only at Music Plus. An American Tale, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, 49 cents every day, only at Music Plus. Thousands of rentals, only 49 cents every day.
I just want a pack of cigarettes.
Fate took everything he had.
How did you learn to do that?
You taught me. And gave him.
You're stepping like a natural man. Go ahead.
Everything that matters.
I don't like who I was, Bradley.
A Mike Nichols film.
Dad, you serious?
No, Terry.
Regarding Henry, rated PG-13.
HBO's Dream On presents tips for the 90s. Good nutrition is essential.
The wine is for now. The oil is for later.
Be open to new relationships.
Excuse me, aren't you Eddie Charles?
Always dress for success.
I could be naked and in your office in 5 minutes.
Parents should be open and honest.
Can't we just give him some book with lots of pictures or something?
Life and Love in the 90s on Dream On.
Have a nice day.
Only on HBO.
Her life. Her lifetime. Lifetime television.
Surviving in the City, the summer of '91, next Geraldo.
A little while ago, you told me that you loved your life.
Well, most of it.
So why don't you just change what you don't like? I mean, it doesn't have to be one or the other.
You mean I can have a fax machine and a good man?
Why not?
Find out why Patrick Swayze tried surfing Hawaiian waves and even did his own skydiving stunts in his new film, only on Entertainment Tonight.
Wednesday night at 7 on Channel 8.
Up next, these people think breathing radioactive gas is a magic cure-all. What do the doctors say? John Gibson brings one along as we visit the West's miracle mines when we come back.
Every time they get a call.
Sounds like several people have been shot.
Every time they stop a car.
Stay right where you are!
Every time they walk through a door.
Hands up, let me see your hands!
They've got to be asking themselves, will I make it? Or have I taken this chance one too many times?
We got an officer down behind Circus.
Cops, tonight at 8 on Fox 25. Join the Channel 4 Water Watch.
The more you know about the housing problems in your area, the more you can learn from the Many Mansions program in Thousand Oaks. This project offers a rent subsidy to families, which allows residents to stay in their homes instead of becoming part of the growing number of homeless in Ventura County.
Be 101 Dalmatians and a Happy Meal for just $1.99. There's Lucky or Pongo. The Colonel with Sergeant Tibbs.
Lucky, get down.
Or Cruella DeVille. One toy each week when you buy your kids a $1.99 hamburger Happy Meal. The movie is only in theaters. The Happy Meal is only at McDonald's.
And of course, I'm up here testing my new cool shades. These are my solar shades. We have a solar eclipse on Thursday. If you don't have specially designed lenses, really cool shades, whatever you do, do not look at the sun. You will hurt your eyes.
This game summary is sponsored by Budweiser.
Bobby Bonilla put the National League on top, but Cal Ripken did something about that with a 3-run homer. They've taken Jack Morris to the hospital for x-rays of his foot. And this is when he was struck by the batted ball off Bonilla's bat, which drove in the run. He continued to pitch, but now he's on the way to the hospital.
WMC-TV, the Mid-South's only 24-hour news channel. This is Action News 5.
A fiery crash of a commuter plane in Birmingham, Alabama has killed 17 people.
Channel 4 News at 6.
it seems that if a filmmaker now makes a serious film about serious subjects, they're considered controversial, right? But yet in the 70s and the late 60s, when we had a society that was questioning how society was, you know, they were just normal filmmakers. And that all it is the considering a serious filmmaker controversial is a reflection of today's the conservative views of today's society.
The Diamante, where meticulous design and craftsmanship lead to extraordinary comfort and driving pleasure. Diamante, the new luxury performance sedan from Mitsubishi.
New deal between music companies and electronics companies. The deal means you'll pay more of your money, but it could mean a sweeter tune.
61, that costs you 7 cents.
This is DAT. That's digital audio tape.
Good evening. A Chicago man was killed and 20 other people were wounded in disturbances around the country last night. Disturbances linked to the opening of a movie called Boys in the Hood. Ironically, the critically acclaimed film was intended to carry a peace message to young gang members by depicting the horrors of growing up in an environment dominated by gang violence.
I want to thank you personally for your willingness and to do all that you've done, and more importantly, for your ability.